desert dust bowl song, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat. Where stars frame the night, born out of dreams, just close enough to give hope, but too far to reach. I left there with that hope on fire, a backseat for a bed in search for something brighter. Down in that Dust Bowl Valley, with that Dust Bowl Valley sun, I'm going back to the place I ran from, where the earth and the men been hardened by life in the sun. Like my old man, he's 63, still swings a hammer, still tougher than me. What about my mother? Well, the last I heard, she was strung out on Demerol and some of those neighbors. I miss my good friend, look how far we come. Oh, settling down now, I guess we're worn out from the run. Down in that Dust Bowl Valley, with that Dust Bowl Valley sun. Now I'm headed back, got the radio on. They're still playing Haggard's working man song.
There's one thing they don't really talk about in the instructions, and that's, they just say to install the leaf spring, but which way does it go? It's actually not centered. So now that I've got this one out, I can clearly compare. And when you've got your new springs, the Rough Country logo is going to go towards the front.
Remembering the good times more than the bad. That Dust Bowl country, heart-worn land. I'm going back to the place where I ran
Okay,
from.
other shock is fully installed. I had some trouble getting the like these bushings just wouldn't squish down enough that I could get the top nut on. The lower bolt gets torqued to 43 pound-feet, and the other thing I need to do is figure out these, I don't have the bracket anymore for these park brake cable mounts, so I'm gonna turn this bolt around and bolt it there. I do have to drill these out slightly to, 10 millimeter essentially. So we're going to reuse the original hardware for the lower mount on the shock. They get torqued to 43 pound-feet. Never gonna open big enough. Oh, come on. Maybe. Maybe. Look at that. As long as I didn't clamp that washer down, which I may have. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Well, I got her just in time. Okay. 15 pound-feet. Good. I'll do the 43 at the bottom. Awesome. see. Battery might be dead. Beautiful. It's perfectly. Do it that way. It is time to get wheels on this thing, and if you think I'm not excited about that, welcome to the channel, because you must be new here. I am stoked. Gotta lift it up just to get my jack under. Awesome. I don't need any heat today. Oh. I'm gonna go put the other one on, and then we'll drop this down. Okay, here we go. And then tomorrow is Torquepalooza. Torquing wheels, torquing all the leaf spring hardware, the U-bolts, and then we'll take care of that drive shaft carrier bearing, the spacer kit, and then it's off to get an alignment, and then that's it. We might put some side steps on here, but I have to get in touch with the owner, which is a little difficult because he's in Chile, but I'll, you know, if we do it another day, we do it another day. It's no big deal. All right, here we go. Oh. Yeah, I am liking this a lot. This looks old school, you know, old school Toyota truck. What do they call those things? The I can't remember. Hilux, you idiot! It's a bit unfortunate I've got all this junk in the way, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Well, I had a look at the front diff oil level in this Tacoma, and it's low. It takes a 10mm hex socket to get the plug out, and it might be pretty tight, so be warned. I guess we lost more oil than I kind of thought. I hoped it would be okay, but it's not. So I went down to Canadian Tire today and bought myself some gear oil. I'll tell you, you Tacoma guys are pretty dedicated. If you want to fall down a rabbit hole, just go ahead and look up Tacoma transfer case oil on some of the forums, and boy, you can spend hours there with people debating the merits of the Toyota special 75 weight transfer case oil versus the older ones, which use a 7590 and so on. So anyway, the diffs either way still take a 7590, and I picked some up today, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna get in there because they changed the bottle. No more spout. So this is kind of what we're up against. The fill is up here. I can't see it. There it is. Again, 10 millimeter hex socket. Nice thing is there's lots of room under here to work now. If I had known or realized it's going to be an issue, or if I had to do it a lot, I'd buy a cheap soap pump. But I have this mixamizer here, and I've cleaned out a hose and whatever, and I'm just going to use this. It's a little measuring syringe for mixing two-stroke fuel, but it'll work good for this, I think. Oh yeah, I just broke it. Well, that's the end of this. That was a dumb idea. All right. So here's how this went down. I went snooping around to find some kind of solution to get oil into this thing, and here's what I found. I had another bottle of 75 W90 with the proper spout. Why is getting oil into diff so difficult? Add it slow now. Get a steady stream. There we go. We're there now. As we add it, it's of course settling itself out into the diff, so because it's such a slow moving oil. Come on. There we go. That's gonna fight me, isn't it? Yep, that's gonna fight me. Well, that was messy. Does anyone like dealing with gear oil? I know I don't. $1.16. $67. $67. U-bolts are 75 to 90. We're gonna go 85, I think. Oh, there we go. I'm getting tired, folks. Oh. Oh, good. Okay, just the other side to do. Well, here's the contents of our carrier bearing drop kit. There's not much to it. A couple bolts, washers, and 6 shims. Now the instructions say to put 3 shims under each side of the carrier bearing, and then you can adjust the number of shims if there is vibration during acceleration, which suggests to me that maybe I think I'm going to start with 2 shims per side. It's not like we're doing a 6-inch lift kit here, so we're gonna start with that. And these bolts being 10 millimeter, 10.9, we're gonna torque them to about 45 pound-feet. They're 17 millimeter socket, so should go, you know, should go pretty easily, but that's that kind of magic word, should. Now, of course, the OEM bolts are not 17, 16, 15 even. They're a 14 millimeter head. Ooh, that drops quite a bit. That's close enough for now. Well, that was one of the easier jobs. Well, we are almost done this Tacoma lift. The last thing to go on is the skid plate here. And if you look back here, that's why we had to make that cut, is just to clear, because our diff mount is now lower down, the flange here would interfere. So we've just cut that so that we have clearance there. Now we just got to put the skid plate on and get an alignment done, and then we are off to the races. So come on, baby. There we go. Yeehaw!